Okay, this is how a model of the motor vessel Madeline with Madeline Island Ferry Line, how it sits at its current dock on Madeline Island when it backs in. You can see the concrete dock where the ramp sits in a well at the stern, and then as I move around here you can see the sidewall that the starboard side comes up against. What we're dealing with right now is declining water levels, and with the declining water levels, the stern ramp is in danger of bottoming out in the well, and also creating too much of a sharp angle and transition between the tip of the ramp right here and, or concrete dock, I should say. So one thought we had in anticipation of a floating section between the transom and stern of the Madeline and the concrete dock that would allow us to create more of a transition between the two. So if you bear with me as I get this adjusted, I'll show you. So what I'm going to do is raise the concrete dock as a representation of the water level going down. So just bear with me for a second as I do that. We will the wall, and then we will lift the ramp, move this out. I'll put some blocks in that represent water level going up. Sorry, I'm trying to do this with one hand, so then our thought was if we could put a floating section in here like this, which would be basically a small barge, and to here. Now we have that floating section in there that creates more distance and therefore improves the transition. Then we put in our tip and our ramp. There you go. And then when we bring the boat in and we bring it up against the, it's an improved distance, or it's the transition. And we can look down here, and you can see what I'm talking about. Now, we do currently have protrusions coming off the corners of the boat right about at the rub rail that stick out. They're horizontal, and they're designed for really heavy loads that might come in contact with that would come in contact with the face timber on the concrete dock, and it prevents the stern from dropping too low if there's a heavy load. 90% of the time with just regular vehicles, cars, etc., that's never an issue. It never makes contact with the face. But with a heavy load, it does happen. So there is a possibility that this float would make contact with a heavy load. We've talked about how we deal with that. We would attach it, of course, here to the main dock. We were talking about ballast tanks, one on each side, so they wouldn't have free movement of water back and forth. But there may be some other solutions. One that was mentioned was maybe the potential of a spuds or something of that nature. So the width of this we estimate to be about 7.5 feet, this floating section, and then I think it's going to be 40 some feet long, and that's basically it. We're trying to figure out the best solution that would also be flexible. If water levels rise, then we could still use it or pull it out and use it in another location, or just set it aside for future low water levels. So that's it. Thanks.